welcome to Trashy Trasher, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erika, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I was just, on the Twitter. Sometimes I go on the internet on, Elon Musk Twitter on, Beyonce's internet. And I saw a tweet. It was a news reporter, a station, and they said protesters mobbing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
What do you do now?
Well, I don't know, because the Canadian Prime Minister is something I inserted. I read protesters mob Justin Trudeau, the guy who used to be married to Jennifer Aniston and wrote Iron Man 2 and Tropic Thunder and shit.
Were they married?
Yes, for 3 years.
I liked them together.
I did too, but they're still best friends.
He seems like a stand-up guy,
He does. But I was like, why are people protesting that actor and screenwriter? He's like, seems cool.
Yeah, he's great.
I do this constantly. People, anytime people start talking about the prime minister, I'm like, I think of him. And when I think of him, I'm like, when did he get involved in Canadian politics?
They're super easy to confuse, I think.
To like no one else. Anyway, I was like, man, you need to get in reality if that's what you think instinctively. But I'm okay. Yeah. What about you? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I had an interaction that I haven't talked about yet that involved, I'm not a hugger, I hug my friends and I love hugging my friends. I'm obsessed with it. Get over here. Let me squeeze you, Yeah. But like, I'm not an automatic, I don't like to hug people I've never met.
Yeah.
And that goes for like someone I've never met, but like who is like family, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's like, oh, like here's so-and-so's, like here's my best friend's aunt.
Yeah.
And everyone's hugging her. I don't mind not being the only one who doesn't hug her. She's not my aunt.
Right.
Like just because I hug her, like my best friend, doesn't mean that I hug her family,
Yeah. And when people get over familiar with you, they just start taking food off your plate.
We talked about the one who took the food off my plate, my mom's like friend, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I can't believe that you just like triggered me like, but like,
I'm so sorry.
That's like someone who like, it's just like expected that I would hug them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like I do it because I don't want to be weird,
Yeah.
But also it's like weird that that's an expectation. Anyways, so I had an interaction, like, I guess this was like over a month ago. I don't know, like it just kind of came to me today and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like everyone was hugging because everyone knew each other. I was the only one who didn't know these people, but I somehow caught myself in a situation where like, I was like, I guess I have to hug. Everyone's hugging, but like there was someone else in the group who I think was like me and didn't feel the need to hug a stranger. And had we been able to communicate that in a way, we would have just been able to like shake hands or just like whatever. But instead, like we both ended up hugging each other and like I could feel that like neither of us wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm pitching is that everyone wears bracelets with different colors on them.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That was like something that was like being thrown around, like when people were having to throw, when they were either choosing to or financially in a position where they had no choice to throw their wedding in the pandemic. And a lot of these like venues who wouldn't refund money, or like whatever vendors who were like, didn't seem to see the big deal of like throwing a gigantic event in like October 2020. Pre-vaccine or whatever. A lot of them had like a system set up where it was like, if you're wearing a red bracelet, that means you're telling everyone like, please stay 6 feet away from me. If you're wearing a yellow bracelet, that means you can come closer, but like, don't hug me. And then a green bracelet means come on in. And I'm like, that's not gonna solve it. I don't know. Anyways,
Right.
I'm saying that we do that for regular life now, like not COVID life, but just like regular life, so that I don't keep finding myself in situations like this. Marty from the Nooner podcast knows that I'm not a hugger, and he always gets me. He always gets one.
Yeah.
Get off me, Marty. I'm just kidding. I love Marty. I'll hug you, bro. It's fine.
There's an old SNL. Do you remember the motivational quotes type from the 90s where it was like, if someone asks you for help, always be carrying 2 boxes or 2. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like, if someone asks you for help, just be like, well, I got these boxes, so I can't do it. Do you remember that?
Is that what was it Al Franken's character where he's like looking in a mirror?
No, that's Stuart Smalley.
Okay.
I think his was, oh my God, I can't believe I'm not thinking of it. People are screaming. Well, whoever watched SNL in the 90s is screaming at me, but I always just think of that. So like in a social situation, just be holding something and be like, oh, I have the cake for the party. Can't hug you.
I think I could do that.
Yeah.
I think I could arrange always having something in my hand.
Yeah. That's kind of my only thing other than like firm boundaries.
Yeah.
Which are hard to like,
those.
Especially in a social situation, a familiar type social situation, like put on. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I would suggest, which is probably bad, but yeah, just
always hold boxes. You know what?
Or the cake.
I just screwed over Taylor so bad. We moved my desk and I was like, and he was like, well, where are you going to record? Because when you move your desk right there, I kind of have to be really quiet in the bedroom. And I also can't be in the living room. I was like, oh, I'll record at the dining room table. No problem. I'm at my desk. He's fucked. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Oops. Classic me. Yeah. Selfish as all get out. Why are you trash?
All right. Trash. So I was just thinking about in December, I had a health issue, and that was, they had to remove a skin tag from my nipple, my areola, I guess. And it was scary because I was like, what if this is we're going to test it. What if this is cancer? Just letting my brain, run wild with anxiety.
Totally. Yes.
Like sowing the seeds of anxiety for years to come. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the skin tag checked, and but the place I go to, it's like a healthcare all-in-one collective fun thing now. It's a brand. They don't sponsor us. I won't name drop them, but
okay.
They have
nobody does though, and we name drop all the time.
It's fair. Yeah, fair. So they have luxury, doctors' office have those like paper dresses. These were luxurious silk robes from it's a whole shishi thing. It's stupid, but
that'll calm me down.
Yeah, I was like, well, damn, I've been in this robe twice. Do 2 different robes. Second visit here. I wonder if I could buy these robes.
Of course, that's what you thought.
I'm laying. They've got general anesthesia to my areola. There's a knife within inches of my nipple, and I'm just like,
sure,
okay, not thinking about the cancer, trying to think how I can scheme taking this robe home. Like, if I start bleeding a lot, will they be like, oh, sorry, don't sue us, you can have the, my brain went wild trying to figure out how to buy the robe. And so
you're
finally
preserving yourself. There's no shame in that game,
I don't even think it was calming the anxiety. It was truly like, how am I going to get this goddamn robe? I want it. And I already had Googled it.
Obsession over it. That's so funny.
I'd already Googled the brand. They don't sell them. So this must have been a special collab. So I'm, I'm like trying to make jokes while the doctor's doing the, just a big skin tag, whatever. But trying to get that goddamn robe in my hand. So I keep kind of be like, oh, this robe's so comfortable. It's so nice. I'm dropping hints. I'm laying the path. And then eventually after everything was done and I was all gauzed up and the bleeding had stopped, I was like, say, you guys ever like, cycle through you get rid of these robes? Like, what's that deal? And like, she's like, everyone asked to buy the robes. So it wasn't just you. Question. No, everyone. She's like, that's the most common question. Not is this healthy? Am I okay? Like, what's going on? It is, how can I buy the robe? So yeah, I just thought that me trying to like plot some way where it's like, oh, what if there's a fire in the building and everybody has to run out?
Then I can take it.
Then I can take it because obviously I've been traumatized.
That's funny.
A litany of excuses of like, how can I get this robe? I'll buy it, but how do I get it out of their hands? But yeah, anyway, just stupid. Anyway, the skin tag was benign. We're good, but
that's great.
Yeah, really good. What about you? How are you trash?
Well, I was in a show a few weeks ago. And that show, I played a character who was like a drunk girl at Saddle Ranch. She'd just gotten dumped at Saddle Ranch.
Classic.
And yeah, classic character. So I was like, all right, well, what kind of outfit can I throw together for this? Like, what is Saddle Ranch? And so I just so happened to attend the birthday party of none other than Erika Curry, yourself. And it was at a country western bar. So I was like, oh, I'll just toss on that outfit, because that works. And this is like an Anthropologie dress, rented, of course, but like nasty gal boots, like it was cute look, whatever. But I had like a blonde wig on or whatever. Anyways, so I'm out at drinks post the show. Oh, you saw this show. Were you there? No,
I didn't see the sketch. Yeah.
Anyways, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm at drinks post show, and a man who's friends with someone else who was in the show with me comes up to our table and goes, I just want to give you a compliment. I thought that you were so funny, et cetera, like the things that I hear every time I perform, right?
Of course.
And and then he goes, I especially loved your outfit choices for the drunk Saddle Ranch girl. Like, I'm almost sad that you were standing behind a podium for a little bit of it because you couldn't take in the entire outfit. He called it so perfect and so fragmented, and how it worked for the character.
I love
and
that.
I was like, thank you so much. He was saying I dressed like shit, which was perfect for my shitty character, even though that was literally the exact thing I wore in public and was like, I'm gonna rock this.
Yes, you looked amazing.
Well, apparently I looked fragmented, and how it worked for a drunk girl at Saddle Ranch who just got dumped.
Oh, incredible.
So that's my personal brand now, is drunk Saddle Ranch girl who gets dumped. That's, if you had to sum me up. I'm not edgy, I'm not minimalistic, I'm not feminine. I am drunk girl at Saddle Ranch who just got dumped.
I hope that you just pulled a signed headshot out of your bag and handed it to him after that. Like, thank you for coming by.
No, I just kept forgetting his name. I'm so sorry. What was it again?
Oh, power
okay.
move.
You're also in Groundlings? That's nice. That's cool. Sorry, one more time with a name. Yeah.
He's like, Bob. It's Bob.
It's so easy to remember.
It's so easy. Christ.
Well, anyways, whatever.
I love that. I love that so much. I'm so sorry you went through that. He doesn't know what he's talking about on the second half. The first half, obviously true.
Hilarious. Of course I'm funny, but
funny, perfect.
Yeah, whatever.
But speaking of stepping in it, which definitely feels like that guy did a little bit. Let's get to our first story from ladbible.com.
LadyBible.com says a reptile catcher releases deadly snake into a customer's house after they refuse to pay him. That, my friends, is petty.
Yes. Oh, the thing you asked me to remove? Oh, no, I'm going to put more in your house. It's like a fumigator just like unleashing roaches in someone's house.
I mean, he wasn't like wrong. I'm not like, sorry to be so, controversial, but if you come and you pay someone to remove, or if you refuse to pay someone for the service that they just did, I don't think that it's that crazy to have them reverse the service because you didn't pay for it. So I caught the snake, pay me for that. No. Okay. I'm going to let the snake loose again. And I'm going to put it right where I found him, in your crawl space.
Well, so this is crazy, but so what I'm hearing is that the gentleman who's been catching snakes since he was a kid, he started doing it professionally in 2016. So he's got 6 years under his belt of, service, comes in, and
So he might have left it worse than he found it.
yeah, he might have come back and been like, oh, you don't want this non-poisonous big snake in your house. Well, here's a poisonous one.
Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, fuck you, pay me. Yeah, I caught a 6-foot red belly in his kitchen. I put it in a bag. And then he starts saying, this should be free. The government should pay for that. The council should pay for that. I'm not paying you.
Well, it isn't free, buddy.
Yeah.
Why should the government pay to get a snake out of your house?
I mean, I feel like Australia should pay to get snakes out of homes. I'm with you on this one. I'm with you.
Him on this one?
I'm with that man.
All right.
but so
real rich coming from you, considering that you don't consider married sex dolls to be people because they don't pay taxes. But
this guy's a taxpayer. It should be part of his tax, Anyway, basically he was like, all right, if you're not gonna pay me, I'm gonna release the snake back out into the wild. And then the man who home he was in was like, I'm gonna call the police. And the guy just goes, well, call the fucking police then. Which is just I want to hear it in their accents. Like
oh my God, yes.
The way it happened, not the way I'm reading it. I want to hear.
Totally.
I want to hear it. So
it's not right coming from us.
No. So basically, the guy was freaking out and blah, blah, blah. He had the money. He was just kind of being a dick about it.
Weird move,
Yeah.
Like weird move.
Eventually he, coughed up, and then the woman was forced to call the RSPCA after she found a snake trying to sneak into her house while she was having a snooze.
RSPCA. Sorry.
Anyways, that would scare the freaking bejesus out of me. Having been bit by a snake and living
bit by a snake.
Oh, I thought I've told this story. Yeah, I got bit by a copperhead snake in college.
I mean, that feels ankle. On brand. I don't know if I know the story.
So I was at the camp where I caught the possum with my bare hands. It was another session at this camp. And I was walking. So at the first night of camp, there's always this big bonfire. And then our college mascot comes and tells the story of the person he's based off and their life story. And he has our mascot carries legitimate guns, like pistols and shotguns. And
is it racist?
No.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. So he's actually it's a really cool story, but Google Pistol Pete someday. But anyway, life story. I'll tell it offline. But he came. So again, all the campers come down, all the crew, all the campers come down to this bonfire. So me and my friend were like, hey, let's go down a little bit early. And when the camp directors come down to set stuff up, we could jump out and scare the shit out of them. Some might call this karmic. And so we're walking. It's dark. I'm walking behind my friend. We're walking in a line on the trail. And I just feel a bite. I'm like, whoa, something happened. I couldn't see though. It was like dark.
Yikes.
So I'm like, hey, I don't feel right. Like my foot, I gotta get back.
Something happened.
Something happened. And it turned out a copperhead. But thank God the copperhead had just probably eaten, because only one fang got me. So he probably broke a fang off recently, and he had just expelled a bunch of venom. So like the venom he wasn't full of venom at that time. So only a little bit got in, because one of his little fangs were broken, and he probably just had used it on something else. So
are they scared? Those are bad ones. Rarely. They're rarely fatal to humans. Pshaw, Erika.
No, my leg was sensitive to heat and cold for almost a month. My leg swelled up. I had to go to the ER.
Case fatality rate is exceedingly low at about 0.01%.
Well, it hurt like hell, and I didn't know what had bit me at the time. And so, we don't know what's going on.
Could have been an eastern diamondback rattlesnake, which is the most venomous snake in North America.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm just kidding. I don't mean to diminish your ouchie ankle.
I mean, it was swelling, it was blistering. I was like throwing up. It was bad. So we had to go to the ER. Anyway, I'm just saying now, though, when I see snakes, I go, I fucking beat you once. I'll beat you again. You know, I've conquered them in some way. So I feel pretty good about that.
Speaking of being conquered.
Yep. Hello to our overlords in the future, listening back to hear what human conversation sounds like to mimic it yourself.
You think AI could do this podcast?
Baby, okay. Have you heard about GPT chat? You know, the AI. Okay, so there's an open source AI where people are, you can tell it anything. The other day I said, how would I, if I were Mary Shelley, the woman author of Frankenstein in the 1800s, how would she say, I hope you're having a good day to someone? Or that, I asked it I typed in those prompts and it wrote me some of the most eloquent phrases. People are using it for cover letters. You just type the job description. It's like, hey, write me a cover letter for this job. And it'll be like, I have all the skills, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. People are using it for essays. I mean, it is scary. But anyway, I'm just saying, if we fed GPT chat 10 episodes of this podcast and then make a new podcast, it could probably pump up something very similar to what we do.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a bad person. I don't look up a lot of stuff about AI because I am kind of trying to just mentally pretend like it's not real.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
Because
it's
like
scary.
Kind of scary.
Yeah. People are like, is this AI going to eliminate the need for blank so many job, like this kind of job? Like, it's scary good, and it's open source.
I just feel like AI just started to pop off like all of a sudden. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I feel like it's been slow, but now it's been accelerated, I would say, in the last like 2 to 3 years. Like, especially like AI drawings, this GPT chat, like all sorts of stuff is really
I don't like it.
Yeah, it is scary. But again, I just want to say, hey to the overlords, big fans.
Yeah.
Remember,
okay.
trashy.
So speaking of our overlords,
yes.
From MSN.com, this person who's wrote this article says, I went to a bar that was staffed by robots and they charged me a 10% tip. I'm wondering, yes, okay, we walked by this robot operated bar. We didn't go, but we looked at it and it's like a big arm that pours drinks and we're like, okay.
That's fun as hell.
Yeah, it was cool, but
yeah.
Vegas is expensive. So we're like, we don't need this bitch to pour our drinks.
Yeah. So, they got their bill and it added a 10% service charge. And he's like, normally I wouldn't mind 10% tip for making my drink, but you are a robot. You have no health insurance cost. Yeah. So
well, you've got maintenance. What, you think oil is for free?
Okay. Are you saying universal oil care for robots? Is that your new stance?
We'll probably get it before universal health care.
Oh, damn, US.
Well,
that's a dunk.
Am I wrong?
Nope. But there's no way to opt out of the charge. That's the crazy thing. You can't just say, no, it is tacked on. This is your bill.
Funny.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's called the Tipsy Robot.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's in Planet Hollywood.
Damn. There's a restaurant. There's a place in Japan, in Tokyo, called Robot Restaurant, but humans serve you. But it is the most insane spectacle thing I've ever seen. And
don't they fight or whatever?
It's like choreographed dance. It's these huge like parade. It's a building. It looks nuts going up it. Like every floor is like colorful and themed and nuts going up the stairs to it. Then inside of it, it is like the craziest parade you've ever seen, but it's a runway. So it's like the things can go to a certain length and then they come back. There's human drummers and dancers and fake fighters, and they're on these elaborate like parade float looking robots. It is the coolest fucking thing. And
take it to the runway.
It is the runway. Yeah, I absolutely recommend it. But humans serve you. So
that's good.
Yeah. Tip your servers.
Yeah.
People tip your servers. This is
even if they're a robot though?
No, that is
okay.
No, that is like going to the soda machine, the, Coke free for all and making your own soda. No, I tip your human servers.
Wow.
Or if there's a dolphin that somebody's trained and that's horrible and it has a little, you know, um, cart on its head and it brings you cocktails to the pool. And again, that is highly illegal and
Don't
unethical.
you tip that dolphin? You know where that money's going. I'd
You
sooner
tip
tip a
the
robot.
dolphin. It's got
No.
it's got
Are you
rent.
kidding? What the hell is that? Are you being serious? Are you serious? I would sooner tip a robot who actually is going to require a little bit of maintenance and requires someone who's knows robots before I would tip a dolphin with a basket on his head, because who trains that dolphin? Not someone who's being very nice, because dolphins are not meant to do these types of things.
I'm just saying, tip your dolphins, people.
You're crazy about that. Have you ever swam with dolphins? Were you one of those kids who got to do that?
I haven't swam. Yeah, I have swam with them, but they were kind of, yeah, I have done it in Mexico in college.
Oh, no wonder you have no issues with it.
It did
You
get
already
frisky.
have a questionable past with dolphin slavery, don't you?
I know. One of them got a little frisky with my Nana, though. He was putting his little nose up her bum and trying to get in her front, and it found Nana quite attractive.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. Dolphins are horny little bastards.
Speaking of a horny little bastard, that has nothing to do with our next story.
They're honest. They're honest little bastards.
Honest little bastards. From Metro.co, a very honest drug dealer tells cops, there's a lot of coke in my boot right now.
Honestly, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that so much. But he was caught with 2 million pounds of cocaine in the boot of his car, not his shoe boot, but the trunk, as we might say in North America and things like that. But the trunk of his car.
Oh my God. I thought it was his boot.
I did too. I did too.
I was like, that's a lot of cocaine to carry around in your shoe.
I thought about those
wild.
platforms from the 70s, that would have like the goldfish inside of them. Do you remember those?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Just little cocaine floating around his little platform boots. But no, he was stopped last year and he was driving uninsured. Can't do that.
How many times we got to tell you guys?
If you're going to do crime, be insured. Make sure your tail lights work. Make sure your brake lights work. Again, at first, do not do crimes. Blanket statement. Hypothetically, if someone were to do crimes, is that a gateway of legality? I'm just saying, be smart, criminals. They're so stupid.
You have one job,
which is to illegally subvert the police and distribute an illegal drug. Come on.
So have insurance.
Gotta have insurance. But basically, he was pulled over around 10:30 p.m., questioned on the roadside, and then he was like, "Hey, I just need to be honest." He's like, "In the boot." He replied immediately. Basically, they were like, "What's in the boot?" And he quickly followed up, "Drugs."
There's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, in the boot. What's in the boot? Drugs. There's a lot of cocaine, he added. Must be so nervous. It's almost charming how stupid he is. But yeah.
I don't think he's being stupid. Maybe he was a mule.
I was going to say maybe he's a time traveler.
Erika, please.
I'm just saying, what if he needed the police to be distracted to that moment? Maybe he needed to stop this shipment of cocaine going somewhere to avoid a further disaster.
Oh, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But he was charged last year and sentenced to 8 years in prison this month. And the drugs will be destroyed.
$2 million cocaine. Well, that'll do it.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
The man who wrote George, Mad Max, all the Mad Maxes, also directed Babe. He's not George R. R. Martin. I'm
George R. R. Martin.
I'm sorry. I've been looking him up for a a costume party. George Miller, who did all the Fury Roads and the Mad Max series, like the
That's
creator.
hilarious.
But yeah, he directed Babe, Pig in the City. That's one of his like claim to fame.
Well,
I love it. If it's like, hey, I have a very distinct world I want to create. I have an image. I have a whole mythos, a whole world I'm creating. But you know what else I'm going to do? I sure do like talking pigs. That would be nice. But yeah.
People are three-dimensional.
They are. They are. I love it. Sorry, George R. R. Martin, for the George Miller slander. Anyway, again, I can't keep names straight. Justin Trudeau, Justin Thoreau, the Georges, the Martin. I don't know. I just get them all in the brain. They go crazy.
Who's who?
Who? I don't know. Unless you have a name tag on in front of me, like Winston, I recognize him every day. But if I don't see
he wears a name tag in your house,
he has to wear a name tag. Yeah, the cats each have a name tag, so I can keep them. One's white, one's brown. But I'm always like, I can't remember. So it's yeah. I bet if I didn't see Winston for 3 weeks, I would be like, hi, nice to meet you. So
I sure hope not.
Who knows? I can't keep stuff straight sometimes. It's hard for me to remember things.
Who are you?
Yeah. But you know what is always going to remember? He's going to learn. He learned a lesson. And he's always going to remember this.
What happened?
From Indy100.com. A raccoon in Georgia gets frozen to a railway track by its testicles.
Yeah, I almost was going to get rid of this one, but I thought it has a happy ending.
Yes. So he was so cool. He got frozen to the tracks because the temperatures dropped to minus 12 degrees.
That's chilly.
Well, that's real. That's like Antarctica. You talking about minus 12 degrees? Who knows what the wind chill could have been?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was an oncoming train straddling the metal tracks. And so a man, Neil Mullis, rescued our little hero. He poured warm water under his bottom while coworkers worked a shovel under his butt to try and break him loose.
That's nice.
He then jumped off the rail and ran into the woods, never looking back. But every once in a while, he gets a glint in his eyes and he goes, Neil, I wonder what he's up to today. The one that got away.
Saved my life.
That man, he'll never know the impact he had on me. How could I repay him someday? That's it. If I get rabies, I promise not to bite him. So it's pretty cool.
That's a nice promise from a raccoon.
Yeah. That'd be so sweet.
Speaking of promises.
Yeah.
According to CBSnews.com, North Catholic counselor loses job after students get crystals from self-proclaimed witches.
This is nutty. So, and she believes she should not have been dismissed, but so a woman.
Yeah, I was up with witches. They hexed me.
That's fair. So a coven of self-proclaimed witches. Well, I guess if other people call you witches, sometimes it can be accusatory, but if you own it, who knows? But I'm just trying to
get burned at the stake.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't want to be called a witch.
Nope. But so she was this coven with witches and crystals with special powers, allegedly. They were invited to speak at a local Catholic high school, resulting in a firestorm pitting Catholic versus pagan beliefs. Ooh. So
like they invited them.
Yeah, exactly. So the three women say that they're Wiccan, and for the past 7 years, they've been selling crystals, skulls, scented candles.
Skull. Where do you get a skull?
I love a skull, a real one.
Yeah. Would you?
I got to get my hands on a skull. Yeah.
What about an animal or a human?
Human.
You're a freak.
I think
you're wild.
I think there's a cabinet that it would make a really nice, accent piece too.
What about a replica?
Yeah, but everyone's going to know it's a replica, and that's so gauche.
Gauche. Gauche. What does it mean to be gauche? Gauche. Lacking ease or grace. Unsophisticated and socially awkward. Okay. Fine.
Anyway.
All right.
Because people go, oh, the skull. What's the story with the skull? And I'll have to be like, I got it from Pottery Barn. That's no fun. You don't want to do that. Anyway, so the women, sell these goods they believe are imbued with special powers from their store. But they say we do not conjure any dark forces. That's a big thing in Wicca. They don't conjure dark forces. So there's no devil worship going on here. So they worship nature, elements, earth, air, water, fire. That's what Wiccans worship. So, and right before Christmas,
like the like the airbenders.
Yes. So before Christmas break, the career and college counselor invited the women to speak about starting a small business in front of her marketing class. Cool. Juniors and seniors learning how to be entrepreneurs. Pretty cool. But then they gifted each student a crystal.
That's one step too far.
Here's where it kind of gets off the rails. So, yeah, the students felt things were off, so they went directly to the administrators. So this went to the administrators, and then the diocese, which is like the, hierarchy of the Catholic Church. And then she had to send an apology email to the parents and guardians, advising them to return or dispose of the crystal, and advising them to recite the prayer to Saint Michael, the archangel. Saint Michael, the archangel. Jesus.
Say it.
Saint Michael, the archangel, to cleanse their homes.
Isn't it the archangel? Oh, wait. God. Oh, that is tough. I really thought it was going to come out right.
It's hard. It doesn't read right. It doesn't. It's not written well. I've got notes for the Catholic Church, so call me. I'll do some consulting. Do you guys need a consultant? I'm looking for a job.
Yeah,
I do live close to some Catholics, so I could probably bust in there and just drop a couple flyers off, or a business card, maybe.
Yeah.
So basically, they were like, "Listen, we know our faith in Jesus, not in objects. Rosary beads, yes, but crystals, no. Make that make sense, but okay." And so basically, the Wiccans said that the children, the students, were allowed to pick their own crystals, like fluorite. So basically, one of them was like, we would say that this is a good increase for concentration. So if you need help studying, this is your stone.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, some little narcs didn't like it. Instead of just been like, weird. All right, I'm going to throw this in the trash. They went to the administration. I don't know. What's your call on this? Should they have been able, should they have gifted, or I feel like a public school versus a Catholic school is very different because of the, private Catholic institutions different than just a public school.
Well, think about it this way.
Yeah.
Let's say that they weren't Wiccans, but they were still there to talk about small business entrepreneurship.
Right.
So let's say they were there because they had been developing or started a small business where they sold succulents, or maybe something a little bit in the same vein, essential oils, right?
Okay.
Do you think that it would have been bad? I mean, Catholics love oils. True. So do you think that it would have been inappropriate for them to go, everyone can come pick their own oil. This one helps with your sleep. This one helps with this, this, and this. It's the same kind of hullabaloo, so to speak, if you believe in it or not, is your business. But is it because they were witches?
I think that because they were witches. I also think, if using the oil metaphor, there might have been some issue only because it's a digestible like, you know what I mean? Like if she'd just given succulents away, I feel like would have been in the right, probably no problems. But anything, I guess, that could be ingested might have caused a similar issue. But I don't know.
Eat essential oils, do you?
Some people do, and they're like, oh, or I don't know. It's just diluted water, but they're like, oh, I put a little argan oil in my, kid's back of the ear, and it got rid of their liver cancer. And you're like, I don't think that's how it works. But
speaking of eating.
Yeah.
From Dexerto.com, world's worst McDonald's closes after a viral brawl with a raccoon and over 900 police calls.
So an infamous McDonald's restaurant is finally closing down after receiving well over 1,000 calls to the police for criminal activity, which included viral brawls where a customer released a pet raccoon.
Let's clarify. They didn't get 1,000 911 calls on the night of the raccoon brawl.
No, this is historic.
1,000 over time,
Yeah.
and then one of them including a raccoon brawl.
Yeah. It's been dubbed the world's worst and has seen plenty of wild stories over the years, from sexual acts taking place in the washroom, drug deals, and fights between the patrons. But I love that some guys like, oh, you know what I've seen a bunch? Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what this fight needs right now? My pet raccoon. He'll fly the ship after we do the brawl. Jesus. But yeah, so basically they were called to the 24-hour restaurant in 800 times in 2018 alone.
Apparently in another moment there was this might have been someone locked the door of the bathroom because a guy and a girl went in there to have sex. And so a person was like trying to get in the bathroom because they're like, I have to go to the bathroom. I don't care that you're having sex in there. And when they were unsuccessful, they finally just were like, you know what, forget it. And then they just started to poop on the floor right outside of the bathroom.
That is nuts.
And once they finished pooping and then the couple ended up finished having sex, they all just left. Like nobody was like, I should probably report this poop.
They didn't acknowledge the other.
And the poop person was like, I should probably tell someone that they're having sex in there. Everyone was like, let's all just commit.
That's a death. That's like a blood pact that you make. Like, hey, I'm not going to tell anyone you shit on the. It's not each. It's just barely a look of like, hey, we can't tell anybody. But mutual assured destruction. If you tell about the poop, I'll tell about the sex. You know, this is a blood pact that 3 people entered into.
It's so weird because, like, obviously it's not like every McDonald's is like this gleaming great place, but this one just seems particularly cursed. Yeah. It's just like it clearly has a reputation.
Yeah. This is nuts, but yeah, good thing. So
there's another McDonald's in our next story.
Yes, an uncursed location, some might say.
So according to foxbusiness.com, a McDonald's customer mistakenly was given a bag containing thousands of dollars in cash instead of food.
Wow. Yeah, he's like, I just wanted a sausage McMuffin. I'll pay $8,000 for it because that's all the cash I have on me at this time.
So it was a McDonald's in Indiana, and they accidentally gave this customer a bag of cash instead of what he ordered. And he put a video on TikTok about it. He's seen pulling small plastic bags of cash out of the McDonald's bag. Let me give you some advice. And again, I'm not good for advice, but just try this for 1 second. If you open a McDonald's bag and it's full of small plastic bags of cash, don't mess with it. Maybe just return it. Certainly don't put it online, because something about small plastic bags of cash leads me to believe that perhaps you were not the customer they were waiting for, and that whomever they were waiting for is probably dangerous. Now, if you get a bag of cash and it's in like one of those kind of rubber or leather kind of zip bags with like, you know, like that restaurant people have to take to banks.
Oh yeah, like an Argus, but yeah.
Then maybe you got some accidental cash, and then at that point it's up to your own morals and your own judgment on if you want to return it or not. But yeah.
So the person who posted this clip was like, "Why would you do this to me? You know how bad I want this money," but he returned it. So he walked into the McDonald's, returned the cash, and the fast food, he said, I'm a good person. He returned the money to the fast food chain because he is, quote, a good person, according to him. And so the McDonald's employee was heard on the video expressing their gratitude and relief when he returned the money. They're like, I just want to give you a
that
hug.
seems like some mob money.
Yes, yeah. So the employees rewarded him by returning the cash by giving him $200 and free McDonald's for a month.
Were they allowed to just dole out that $200?
No. Like, they don't have the authority to. There's no petty cash.
There's a front. This McDonald's isn't real.
This is 100%. Something's going on, and those employees were like, "Oh, the video's already online. Oh, well, we were going to give you 1,000, but I guess 200 now.
We were going to kill you, but
you've already commented on.
Now that you've been online, here's $200 and free McDonald's for a month. Why don't you get out of here and forget what you saw?" That's the vibe that I'm getting.
Very much so.
All of this is making me crave McDonald's. Is that bad?
No, I had Wendy's for lunch, something, a treat,
wow.
a delight. And the person who's taking my order is the nicest person I've ever interacted with. Like, they asked me how I was doing, but it was a genuine question. I was like, thank you. How are you? They were like, you know what? Have a great day. And I could feel in their voice, they meant it. It was lovely. Anyway, shout out to Wendy's employee. Thank you for being so kind and so enjoyable to speak with while you took my order of too many hamburgers.
Too many hamburgers.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just made me really happy. But no, I can't think about McDonald's because I got Wendy's in me, which is why my stomach probably hurts right now.
Oh, gosh. I've been, trying to be very good at being vegan for a few months now with a couple slip ups here and there. And it's like, if someone was like, do you want a steak right now? I'd be like, nah, I'm all right. Yeah. But if someone was like, do you want a sausage and egg McMuffin with, just by itself, or maybe like two, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Gimme. Yeah.
I do. I think McDonald's, I don't know if I've said this before, but I think McDonald's has superior ketchup, and that helps add to the taste of their food and the desire to want McDonald's. I think they have the best ketchup in the fast food game.
Did I talk about on this podcast when me and my beau went to a wedding in Utah, and the wedding, I'll say it, was under catered, like severely, and but ironically in Utah, not a loose bar, so we had to get some food in our systems. And I was drunk in the back of a Lyft and ordered DoorDash McDonald's because it was the only thing open, and I got a 20-piece McNugget. Like, I never crave McNuggets. I don't know what they're made out of. Allegedly chicken, but for some reason my brain, just like drunk on Utah tequila, was like, maybe Vita tequila, who knows? Was
Fingers
like,
crossed.
I need to eat some chicken nuggets, and not just a 6-piece with some fries, no dollar menu. Like, I need a 20-piece, and I ate 19 out of 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't a high point of my life, but I can't say that it was the lowest either.
Yeah. On New Year's Eve, I ordered a bunch of DoorDash to my house and just,
shame on you,
ate it at like 3:00 in the morning. I tipped well.
Wow. Okay, good.
I was just housing food.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm not going to feel well. I'm not going to, and this is I'm also getting over jet lag. So I'm like, I'm going to sleep forever. My body doesn't know how to eat this food anymore because it had real food from Europe for 2 or 3 weeks. But speaking of, food,
let's do
time
it.
we get into the dumpster fire.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh my God.
All right. Maybe you found yourself thinking, you know what I almost never think about? Cartoon mascots. Well, you're going to think of them this week. From the NewYorkTimes.com, how M&M's found itself in a culture war. Big announcement happened last week. We're recording. You'll hear it. M&M's put out a statement on Monday and announced that it would take an indefinite pause from the spokes candies because I guess changing the shoes of a cartoon candy made people lose their absolute mind and polarized America.
Okay, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that people are losing their minds over nothing, but they didn't just change her shoes. Didn't they all? We're talking about the green M&M, of course.
Of course.
The formerly slutty, but now like, I guess, smart, sassy, and like bisexual green M&M. They didn't just give her sneakers. They made a whole big deal about it, didn't they? Didn't they say like, now revealing the new green M&M? I don't think that they did this like incognito. And if they did, then we've got other issues with people noticing it all.
Well, Tucker Carlson, I watched multiple clips of his show that somebody else reposted, not his direct show, lost his mind. Like, are we?
I want to jerk off to this M&M, and I can't now because she's wearing sneakers.
Yes, it's so in January last year, they gave her a break, replacing her with flats and swapping the brown M&M stilettos for smaller, more comfortable heels.
Kitten heels for the brown M&M.
Yes, and so basically, people were like, Tucker Carlson said, M&M's will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment when you wouldn't want to have a drink with any of them. That's the goal. When you're a drink. Yeah. When you're totally turned off, he said, we've achieved equity. They've won. I'm sorry. What? Like,
do we need sex to sell M&M's?
Who thinks M&M's and then goes, yeah, I'm gonna be fucking tonight if I eat some M&M's.
I'd fuck the green one.
That yellow one, he's dumb and big and I like him strong. Like, what? So basically, funny. Yeah, they were like, listen, we're all about bringing people together. The M&M's were not talking about, abortion, healthcare, gay rights. They were just like, we're going to draw different shoes on them. And M&M, the company, Mars, decided that we are going to take an indefinite pause from the spokes candies.
Say, we're sorry that this has become such a thing. Holy shit. We're going to take a break. And now our spokesperson is Maya Rudolph.
Yes, which is great. I love Maya Rudolph. She's funny. She's delightful. She sings amazing. She seems like a very good person in the things she stands for. Get your coin. Love Maya Rudolph.
Sure.
But I don't know why she couldn't be with the candies. Anyway, I'm going to hear this. But I feel as if they're going to air. They've already said, like, we have an ad campaign that will debut during the Super Bowl broadcast. And
with Maya Rudolph.
And I've seen some clips of ads from Maya Rudolph's M&M takeover. I feel like one I saw was like her face being on the M&Ms now and, all this stuff. But I'm like, are they just hyping up for some huge Super Bowl commercial and then they bring them back?
Who knows?
The company said that the M&Ms are presently pursuing personal passions. Big.
Lord almighty. I mean,
we gotta give a PR statement for cartoons.
If people are gonna fucking treat them like real people, I guess they kind of do have to do that. I mean, we're all just so stupid.
Yeah. So they introduced a purple M&M earlier this month, January 2023. And Tucker Carlson declared that the woke M&Ms have returned. Okay. What? Like,
so the green M&M's got her boots back, but apparently is now a lesbian, maybe. And there's also a plus size obese purple M&M. So we're going to cover that, of course, because that's what we do. Wasn't the yellow one always fat?
He was always a peanut M&M.
He's a peanut M&M.
Yeah, but because it's a woman, we criticize women's body. No, I'm not even gonna get there. It's just like you can't help but watch and be like, this is a parody, like Tucker Carlson's show sometimes, the things he's selectively outraged about.
The purple M&M is the exact same size as the yellow one. She's just a peanut M&M, and so is the blue one. They're all peanut M&Ms, except the orange one, who's a pretzel M&M. But like,
can't have that.
What is this?
We can't have nice things. But
where are we?
I don't know. This is insanity. I hope it's a big stunt for the Super Bowl and not caving into Tucker Carlson's insanity. But yeah, I would like to. Oh, go ahead.
We were at the M&M store in Vegas. Don't ask me why. Okay, we're not tourists, but Taylor made a cute, suggestion, and we were both drunk enough to think it was right. He was like, "Oh, well, we could get M&Ms with our wedding date on it." And I was like, "Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's go check it out." I've never, M&M stores, if you haven't seen one, it's because you've never been to Times Square or on the Strip in Las Vegas, or I can't think of where else there's not one in LA. I don't think.
I don't think so.
But it's like this.
If not, I'd be a regular. You know what I mean?
Sure. There's probably one near Disneyland, but it's a 3 or 4 story, like just giant M&M psychotic emporium. So to get the customized M&Ms, you have to go up to the 3rd floor and then follow a weird hallway. And like there's keeps being arrows being like just a little further, right down here. I'm like, okay. We ended up opting against it because we were like, oh, this is expensive and we don't really need our faces on M&Ms, and like to have the dates on them, it doesn't look that cool.
Yeah.
So never mind, we're not going to do it. But the main reason we were like, let's just skip this is because the entire store, like not the 1st floor, but like once you start getting up higher on the escalators, you start to smell something.
Oh.
And you're like, what's this smell? And it smells like sweaty little kid candy hands.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm talking? I mean, it's a very specific smell, but I think everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid who's been palming some candy too long and then eats it and then opens that sticky, sweaty, probably now colorful hand, and that like sort of sour, sweet stink. And that's what the whole place smelled like. And I was like, I have to get out of here. Like we're gonna throw up at this. And you look around, and of course that's what it smells like, because there's little kids everywhere around with their sticky, sweaty M&M hands, and you're like, so we had to get out of there.
I went to the World of Coca-Cola when I was in Atlanta.
Right next door to the M&M store in Vegas is the Coca-Cola. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But it was like the museum of like Coca-Cola, the history, all this stuff. And it was really well done. But at the end, right before you exit through the gift shop, they have 8, 9, 10 big fountain drink stations with colas from around the world. And you get a sip unlimited. You can try every cola. You can spend 3 hours in there. Just dash of that, dash of this. I had candy or sodas from all around the world, and I was loving it. And then I was like, my tummy hurts because I ate too much soda. It's not good. I'm like, well, I don't know. I feel well. And it's like, oh yeah, you just probably drank like 44 ounces of Coke in like tiny, little, paper cups, like the little like mouthwash size. But I was like, ooh, I like this one. Ooh. I was like,
how about this one? Yeah.
I feel horrible. But yeah. Funny. Anyway, we've lost our mind. But you know what? I do want to bring us back to a beautiful Twitter thread about the M&Ms and just, mourning the loss. But user Macy Gilliam wrote, to mourn the loss of our dear sexy M&Ms, here's a ranking of the most fuckable cartoon brand mascots.
Yes.
All right. Coming in at number 1, Jolly Green Giant.
Yes.
Is that a leaf in your pocket? Are you happy to see me?
I mean, he's tall, he's
Oh,
strong,
those calves,
he's
those
healthy.
quads. Yeah. Yeah. You put some
Number
spinach in me, I could probably grow to his size, like Popeye or something.
number 2, I have some qualms with because I'm pretty sure it's a child.
Okay.
It is, of course, Wendy from Wendy's.
Yeah. But Wendy is grown up now. It's the person who's based off, Dave's daughter, is grown up now. But yeah, I get Does cartoon move age? Oh, smarter people
Sure
than us
don't.
can think
It
about
doesn't.
this. Let's get
It
into
d-
number 8, which is my favorite.
Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean with that little earring, that gold earring.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Yeah. He likes it every which way by every which person.
And good
in
for
my
him.
world. Yeah. Ooh, what a daddy. And then number 7, controversial to me, but I can see it. Toucan Sam.
Yeah. Why is he controversial?
I just think
You
he's
wouldn't
an
want to fuck him?
animal. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
fuck him, but I think he would be the life of the party, and I would be very drawn. He has magnetism. I would be very drawn
I think
to
he would
them.
be like really funny. He would be so
Yes.
funny that it makes him more handsome.
Yes.
And like, he's kind of shorter than you, but
Yeah.
like he's just so funny. And so like,
and he's gonna worship you.
oh my God. Yes, he's gonna do the most. So I can see it.
Yeah. All right.
Number 6 is Mr. Pringle.
He a daddy.
Yeah, you think so?
A big old mustache.
And that big old can.
Mm-hmm. He is a daddy for sure. The little tight little red bow tie.
Once you pop, you can't stop, They
Nope.
don't say that for no reason.
Exactly. So coming in at number 5, Kool-Aid Man.
I don't know if I agree with this.
I feel like he'd be too much. I'd be like, we're like Toucan Sam, just enough funny to like, knows the limits of his magnetism and his loud, boisterous way. Kool-Aid Man, I feel like is like doing the most all the time. And you're just
I think he would be like a drunken mistake.
Yes.
Like you drink too much and like the Kool-Aid Man is there and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh my God.
I can't believe.
Like he grosses you out. Like you look at him the next morning and you like you just want to leave more than anything.
He said you sleep with on the step to meeting the Toucan Sam. And at first you're hesitant because you're like, I remember the Kool-Aid Man. But once you really see Toucan Sam's heart and know, you go, oh, I'm not going to be hurt again. I won't make it.
Toucan Sam is marriage material, honestly.
Yeah.
But the Kool-Aid Man is like, you hope that no one finds out. And you've done it more than once. That's what's crazy about him.
Oh, yeah.
Like you've done it more than once.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Do not answer in your phone, but
you just when you see him at a party and you drink too much, all of a sudden you just forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming in at number, what are we on? 4? No. 2? 9?
Yeah. Who knows?
Is the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs bird?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I like his energy, and he's definitely like a Leo or a Sagittarius, which are my sun and my rising. So I see him. Yeah.
I'm getting the vibe from him. He's like fresh from like jail or like the military or just some sort of position where he hasn't been around potential sexual partners in a while. And so like what you do with him is going to rock your world, but it's like, it's dangerous. And you obviously like, this isn't a long-term relationship.
This is a spark.
Material.
Yeah. This is Kindle. It's because
he's going to leave you again.
Yeah. He's
going to move
institutionalized in some way of removed from others in that sense.
He's a product of the system,
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I see it. I see that. But yeah, he's a love him and leave him kind of guy.
Yeah. And then of course the last is the M&Ms, which everyone knows that the brown one is the hottest. But I think purple's cute. I think green's cute.
I have a
Never really
soft spot
felt
for
anything
red.
for the male. Really?
Yeah, he's always like kind of the curmudgeon-y one, and I don't know, I just kind of like I appreciate that he wouldn't like me at first, and I would have to make him like me.
You like that?
My old toxic way did. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna win them over.
Yeah, I didn't find any of the male M&Ms particularly appealing because like the yellow one seems like an idiot. The red one
Yeah.
is like a curmudgeon and kind of just annoying. I think the orange one is always frightened. And then I don't know what the blue one's deal is, but I don't like it.
It's too smooth. It's a
Yeah.
guy in Newport Beach, newly single, bought a boat kind of vibe.
What is the blue M&M? Like what?
What does he represent in the portfolio of M&Ms?
Oh, he's the second nut. He's almond.
Oh, yeah, I don't like nuts.
They have almond M&Ms?
Baby, they got it all. Wild. I love the peanut butter ones. Those are my favorite. I'm a peanut butter slut. But
peanut butter M&Ms are pretty good.
Yeah, pretty solid. Put them in the fridge or the freezer. Here's a pro tip. Put them in the fridge or the freezer. You make yourself some popcorn. You got the popcorn bowl, fresh, hot. Ooh, what do? Pour some peanut butter M&Ms on top of that. And then, ooh, they're just kind of, mirrored throughout the popcorn. So you grab a handful and then you go, oh, I've got 2 peanut butter M&Ms in this handful. All right. So
what a fun
hot.
secret.
It is delightful. And then you got the, so cold M&Ms that are slightly melting because of the heat of the popcorn. And then at the bottom, you just have butter covered peanut butter M&Ms from the popcorn, a little salt. Oh, it is decadent. Decadent, I say.
You share a candy with popcorn because I like to do this with Raisinets. And I always feel like if I'm sharing it with another person, just kind of an existential dread that they're going to get more Raisinets than I do. Like that they're going to go out of their way to make sure that they're getting more Raisinets than me, which is why I'm not very good at sharing. Also, Raisinets in general, my eyes kind of like glaze over, and like I could literally like bite my fingers on accident while eating Raisinets, and I would still keep going to get more Raisinets. I cannot buy them.
Yeah, I understand. I would like to follow up on the thread that, Macy Gillum admits her mistake of forgetting Tony the tiger.
Oh my God, duh.
Yeah. Where was he? Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, this is wild. M&Ms. I hope, who gives a shit? It's a candy's mascot, but I don't want the people like Tucker Carlton or Carl, whatever his name is, to win. That's it. I don't give a shit about M&Ms. I just don't want him to win.
He's not, Erika.
I don't know. I'm scared.
Even if Eminem has decided to back down, he's not winning.
All right. Well, let's change.
Crying about how he can't have sex with any of the M&Ms anymore. Like, you can't have sex with them if they go away altogether either.
Yeah, but he's going to think about the green one for the rest of his life.
Well, there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, I don't give up. Yeah. Out of mind.
Hoarding?
All right. I'm dog hoarding an insane show. It is. Okay. This feels like, this I think was a 30 Rock joke that has come to life. And it is
MILF Island?
MILF Manor.
Oh my God. Someone was just talking to me about this.
It's on TLC. Yeah.
I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
I can't believe it's real.
So so they the premises, they have 8 beautiful, sexy women who are older, upper 40s, 50s kind of range. And they're like, we're here to find love. We're going to meet these hot guys. It's a dating show is the premise. That's what they think. But when the guys show up, the guys are all their sons. And they're like, what? And then the guys think that they're coming on to like Love Island type show to meet these women. And then they go, oh, that lady is hot. And here's the twisted thing. My favorite part. The son mom duos are assigned one bedroom.
What?
Yeah. So the mother and son have like a bed, they have separate beds, whatever.
You're hoarding this? Did
It
anyone after
insane.
the reveal walk out?
No. They were all like, ooh, Carolina's really hot. I like her energy. Yeah. And then the moms are also interacting with each other, been like, leave my son alone. Leave my son. No, get your paws off my son. While they're trying to fuck their son, but someone else's son. It's insane.
There was a movie once with Naomi Watts and Robin Wright. I'm looking it up right now, and it was called Adoration, or I think Adore, because it was a foreign film.
Yeah.
And it's about two moms and with their two sons who go on a vacation and end up kind of fucking each other's sons.
Ooh. So the director, Anne Fontaine, said that it was based on a true story that took place in a small community in Australia.
And they get all like shitty about it when their sons decide that they want to start dating people their own age. That
MILF Manor is unhinged. So
I can't believe it exists.
Yeah. One, they have to do these little challenges and exercises to win dates and blah, blah, blah. But one of the challenges is a secret reveal. So they were given instructions by, producers, write down a deep, crazy sexual secret. Well, then the game was all the secrets were posted on a board, and the mothers and sons had to try to guess each other's. And if both of you stumped each other, you won. But if you guessed, oh, that's my son, you basically didn't win, but you thought you won. Yeah.
Ew.
One of the mothers reveals, you watch the son's soul leave his body. And I'm like, oh, this is cross. I don't know if this can be repaired. This is nuts. But anyway, I'm only like 2.5 episodes in. So far, it has not ended with a murder suicide. So fingers crossed. They don't.
I can't do it.
MILF Manor. It is. It's like, hey, let's go buck shit wild. And they're like, all right, I got a camera. Let's run a video in Mexico. Great. TLC gave me like $500,000. Do I have a premise for you? Like, it's crazy. Anyway, what are you hoarding?
Yuck, 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 yuck.
I'm like hoarding and also throwing it away mentally at the same time. It's a deep shame. It's a deep shame that I'm hoarding it. But anyway, what are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding. This is for the LA babies only. Sorry. There's one in Hollywood and there's one in North Hollywood. So the Hollywood and the North Hollywood. It's called Tabula Rosa Wine Bar.
Ooh. Okay.
The one in the one in Hollywood, I think it's in Thai Town specifically, is an actual wine bar. The one in North Hollywood is just a bottle shop. And that's where I've been. I'm dying to go to the wine bar though, but it's very cute. And they sell natural wine. And this isn't like a novel idea. There's a lot of natural wine places around LA, but I like them. I like natural wine. And so I want these places to succeed. Yeah. And I also like that there's a natural wine bar, that's like, because can't think of another one in the surrounding cities of where I live. So it's nice that in one of my surrounding cities, that there's something there for me. So
if you ever get over to my neck of the woods, check out Vinovore. Vinovore. It's all women-owned natural wines. It's cool.
Vinovore.
It's a really cool little shop. Yeah. good vibes.
I love
You
it.
know, yeah. They focus on women winemakers. It's dope.
I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
this. I've seen this.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, come on down.
Natural wine, it's
Yeah.
expensive. I'm gonna say it. It's fucking expensive.
It is. They've got
But
some
I
on
like
the more
it.
affordable side at Vinovore. Yeah.
So does Tabula Rosa, and they do tastings every day.
You gotta send me a link. I want to go.
Yeah, we should go to the one in Thai Town together.
Love. Done. Great.
Whenever you're done with dry January and whenever I have an income again. So maybe in April.
Yeah, it's April or May. Let's shoot for a wine bar date.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What are you throwing out?
Dust.
Oh,
Where does it come from? How do you keep it away? I dust like sometimes every other day, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I have an air purifier. I know I live with 2 cats, but they don't make dust in the rooms where there's just dust, and I don't know how to make it stop.
we have
Where
the
does it come
dustiest ass
from?
apartment. Do you keep your windows open?
Rarely. We have a screen. We rarely keep the windows open, and mostly if like we're cooking or something, just to get like the airflow.
We have the dustiest apartment. I feel you. I'm right there with you. It's what do we do?
How write in if you know how to keep dust away. Anyway, I feel like I'm like in Dune and like this ice, but it's dust. I'm like, I'm sitting on a horde of dust. If I could just monetize this shit.
It's awful.
Yeah. What are you throwing away?
My squeaky ass chair.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear it?
Maybe I block it out, but I every once in a while I hear it. Yeah.
Here, let me put my microphone closer to it.
No guest.
It's not a guess.
I couldn't
Anyways,
hear
this-
it. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. My
Thank
chair
God.
is so fucking squeaky. And like sometimes
Mhm.
I feel like I get in Zoom meetings for work and I move and I'm like, everyone probably just thinks I farted. And it makes me so mad. I'm glad that you can't hear it because this is a way better mic than whatever like laptop mic I use for Zoom meetings. So maybe I'm safe, but
Yeah.
I just feel like in general, all of my office tools are loud. Like my
Mhm.
chair is loud, my keyboard is loud, my mouse is loud. Everything is so loud. Even when we're doing this podcast, like if I'm clicking around or something on like the document and like
Yeah.
scrolling or, touching anything, I'm like, this is so loud. I'll never recover from this. And what's nuts is that people pay money, honey, to have clicky
Yeah.
keyboards. Meanwhile, I'm like, give me something silent. Give me something incognito. This is
Mhm.
all, by the way, this is like detachable, cheap shit. I mean, obviously my Mac keyboard is somewhat silent. And also I have acrylics. So I'm not doing myself any favors, but I'm throwing it out anyways. It's just all my loud office accoutrement. I want to work silently.
To be fair, I can never hear you clicking in an article. So great news. I'm sure there's a setting where I could, but I understand. I hate a squeak. It's like, yeah, it just feels I don't know why, but there's such a weird shame around it. Like, oh, my house, my house squeaks. Like, it's a weird work dynamic where you're like, oh no, something made a noise.
I'm poor. My house squeaks.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like, and it's not. But anyway,
some WD-40 on this thing, I'll do it. I don't know.
I can't. Maybe on the not on the keyboard, but maybe
You
on
know
the
what?
chair.
I want to get rid of this chair. I just feel like it's not even like aesthetically pleasing, but I know if I buy like a cute chair, it's gonna be so uncomfortable to sit in all day.
Jack Handy. That's the thing I was trying to think of this entire podcast. I haven't listened to a word you've said.
That's
since
okay.
Minute 9. Jack Handy is the quote I was referring to about always keeping something in your hands. And now I feel so much better. But anyway. Sorry.
Where do the people find you?
Yeah, Googling. Always. I'm always on Google. You can find me. I just learned about sand, people stealing sand and sand theft. It's crazy. Anyway, that was my latest Wikipedia look over. But they can find me at Iconic Erika Curry on Instagram and TikTok. And they can find me. Yeah, no, that's it. That's all. Don't find me in real life. Anyway, where can they find you?
At Cass Cardenes on Instagram. Don't find me in real life either, please. And you can find this podcast at Trashy Podcast on gmail.com to send us stories and why you're trash. You can go to trashypodcast.com. You can do the same exact thing. We've got a merch store that you can also access through our website through Threadless. And
$14 t-shirts till Valentine's Day. We're having a sale.
It's good stuff. We love it. At Trashy on oh God, I'm grumbling. At Trashy, you do it. Help me.
At Trashy Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And always you can find us at trashypodcast.com or trashypodcast.threadless.com to get a $14 shirt for your loved one. Order today, and it'll probably make it there by Valentine's Day. If not,
see it.
Show up with chocolates and flowers and pretend like you forgot the date entirely when the shirt arrives and be like, what day is it? Zoinks.
A random day, a random gift. Why not? More considerate, I think.
True. And hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.